Talk about things that are quite crazy. This is, long overdue, but great to see. According to Mixmag, Hackney Council announces a first ever nightlife strategy. It feels like a little bit too little too late. I feel like the Borough of Hackney, they waged a war on nightlife a few years ago, or many years ago, when I was outside throwing my events. RIP So Special, RIP The Alibi, RIP all those fucking great clubs on fucking Kingston Road, RIP all those great clubs in Stoke Newington. Like, oh, you're gone but not forgotten. RIP all the great clubs in Shoreditch, you're gone but not forgotten. And I think a lot of those places died a slow death because, Hackney Council essentially didn't like what that area was turning into. And they did a really good job of essentially gutting all the clubs from that strip and just turning that strip into one long strip of fucking restaurants. Funny enough, these restaurants also sometimes hire DJs. So the whole like stopping a club thing didn't really work because now people are going to restaurants to go eat, and then there's a DJ playing in the corner turning up, and the place opens until 1, or sometimes if they're cheeky they close the doors and have a little lock-in until 4. But most places have to close at 11 p.m. That's something that they did that was fucking crazy, by the way. They removed everyone's fucking license, I think. I think if you had to throw an event, you had to get a special license, and I think most clubs were only allowed to open until 11, which basically meant that all clubs had to close. And for me personally, I understand how it must be for a local resident. I get how if you lived in an area like that and suddenly all these clubs are sprouting around you in a quasi-residential area, I get how stressful and annoying it must be. But what I hate about these type of things is that there's never any compromise. There's never any middle ground. It's always just the council siding with the residents. There's never any, okay, cool, residents are not happy about it. We're a club, we're aiming to open until 6. We've consulted with the local residents, and now we've come to an agreement that maybe Monday to fucking Thursday we close at 2, and then Saturday to Sunday we close at 4, 6. Come to some sort of compromise. They don't do that. As soon as someone complains, and this is what happened at that fucking park during the festivals in the summer, one neighbor complained, one person raised raised up a grievance about the fucking festivals, and that turned into the entire festivals being cancelled for a temporary amount of time. But still, it shows you the kind of weight and the outsized influence some of the residents have on these sort of things. So I'd love it if there was more consideration, more conversation around these type of things. Maybe an idea to make everybody kind of live and cohabit around each other, because part of London is the nightlife scene. It contributes a lot to the fucking overall GDP of this fucking shit ass city. So to kind of try to eradicate it completely just isn't going to work. You have to kind of meet each other in the middle. So let's read the article. It says as follows. Hackney Council has unveiled plans for the first ever nightlife strategy, included improved safety, welfare and inclusivity programs across the borough. In an announcement shared on June 27th, the council confirmed details of its Good Evening Hackney strategy, created to help promote Hackney as a nightlife destination and improve standards for local businesses in the area. According to the statement in Hackney, Hackney is London's busiest nightlife borough. It's crazy because there's not a lot of places that are open late. So it's, despite it not having not a lot of places that are open late or open at all, it's still one of the most busiest areas. Crazy. Drawing more visitors after 5 p.m. than any other in the capital, with Saturday evenings busier than the daytime. Jesus Christ. In what was described as a cornerstone of its nighttime strategy, the council has already begun rolling out welfare provisions in Shoreditch, with stalls staffed by council enforcement teams offering clubbers free water, phone charging, contraception and safety advice. Okay, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at all. This is like an upgrade on the street pastors, right? An upgrade on those type of people who walk around and kind of help people out. I quite like that. The council also plans to offer late night punters in the borough unique QR codes to attach to their phones, which helps them to prevent phone thefts and allow police to track their stolen devices. To help visitors remain safe at night, the council plans to launch a Hackney Nights map, which will offer information on night transport, safer routes, public transport and other important safety landmarks. By the way, none of this includes having the clubs open longer or open overall. They gutted that whole entire borough, man. Where's the fucking clubs, man? Reopen the clubs. Give the kids a place to fucking hang out, instead of going to fucking warehouses or booking Airbnbs or raving in parks. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Within its Hackney Nights map, The new strategy will also allow venues in the borough to sign up for accreditation and receive staff training, as well as the advice on spiking prevention and noise reduction, with the aim to prevent closures and complaints in Hackney. Venues in Shoreditch are also set to be offered outdoor drinking and dining until midnight, after the area was granted 100,000 by Mayor of London as part of Sadiq Khan's Summer Streets Fund. Okay, again, still nothing about nightlife. The councillor Suzanne Fajan Thomas, cabinet member for the Community and Safety Regulatory Service, said this new nighttime strategy is vital in balancing these opportunities and challenges. It aims to ensure that local residents and businesses are the first to benefit from Hackney's evenings economy and the borough stays safe. But it's also acknowledging that Hackney can't stay at the cutting edge of standing still. We know that how people choose to spend their time and money is changing, and we want Hackney to remain a go-to destination for the change. This doesn't say anything about the nightlife scene, to be fair. It just seems like a, it just seems like a way to make sure people get home safely. That also means you get them off the streets. If you have these people patrolling, or it's almost like these are street security, street welfare team. They're making sure everyone's okay so they can hurry up and get the fuck home. Because what happens in Hackney, especially, which I think is good, but in England we're fucking backwards. I think what they don't like is the lingering. They don't like the lingering. They don't want people lingering on the high street. They don't want people lingering in front of the Tesco Express. They don't want people lingering around the cash machines, taking out money to go buy their multivitamins. They don't want to have people lingering on street corners next to the fucking Nando's, next to the fucking Dalston Junction station, Shoreditch station, Kingsland station. They want people to just go in clubs and just go home. That's what they want. They want the streets to be clear by a certain time. And I just don't think it's fucking normal or nice. And I think one way you could kind of alleviate that is by just having the clubs open longer. Make people stay in there longer so they're not out on the streets as much. Or, but, that thinking doesn't really work here in the UK. So we have to kind of make do with these fucking stupid initiatives. But I guess it's a start. I guess it's a start.